Welcome to my kitchen. I'm glad to have you here. Today I got something pretty special for y'all today. Today we're going to be making Lazy Man chicken and rice. The reason why we call it Lazy Man chicken and rice is because it's pretty simple. Anybody can make it. Within less than an hour, you'll have a delicious meal on your table for you and your family. So I'm just going to get right into it. What we're going to go into now is pretty much just the ingredients and what is required to have your Lazy Man chicken and rice. Let's go. Alright, so we're going to go right into the ingredients you'll be needing to make your chicken and rice. Right here, I have 4 chicken thighs. Feel free to use whatever part of the chicken you prefer. Today, I'm using the thighs. These are thoroughly washed and clean, ready to go. You're also going to need 2 cups of rice. I suggest using parboiled rice because it's important that your rice doesn't end up coming out mushy. Nobody likes mushy rice. You're also going to need garlic powder, onion powder, seasoning salt of your choice, minced garlic. You can use crushed garlic or even fresh garlic if you like. You're going to need bouillon cubes, chicken bouillon cubes. I'm using the cubes today. I don't know if you can see. But you can also use the bouillon powder or even the bouillon paste. You're going to need Sazon packets, black pepper, 1 large onion, 1 green pepper, and butter. If you don't have butter, you can use margarine. It'll be just fine. So next, what we're going to do is get this chicken prepared to go in the oven, and I'll be right back. All right. So now, I already have my oven preheated to 350 degrees. So now we're going to get this chicken prepared to go in the oven. So first, what I did is I added 4 cups of water into a baking dish. So we have 4 cups of water here. Remember, we're using 2 cups of rice. So whenever you're making rice, you want to make 1 cup. You always want to add 1 cup of liquid to every cup of rice. So we have 4 cups of rice in my baking dish. I'm going to add my already washed chicken thighs into the dish. Just like this. So now that we have the chicken inside of the dish, we're going to give it a pre-season. It's not going to be the final season because remember, we're going to also add the rice towards the end. But for now, what we're going to do is we're going to add the green peppers. I have the 1 green pepper. You want it chopped pretty small because you want it to pretty much dissolve. Nobody really wants to bite into chunks of green pepper. So that's why we're going to cook the green peppers and the onions inside of the chicken in the oven first. So we're going to spread it evenly throughout the dish. Make sure it's all around the chicken and it's submerged inside of the liquid. I'm going to add the onion. I might not add all of this onion. So you can actually use, this was a pretty big onion, so you can probably use a medium to small onion for this meal. Okay, so next, what I'm gonna add is the seasoning salt. And you wanna give it a light season. Because remember, we're gonna season this again once we add the rice, so just give it a light sprinkle, just so the seasonings can go down into the chicken. Also, you want to add your garlic paste. And you want this to get a head start because once the rice goes in, since it's parboiled rice also, it's going to cook pretty fast. So you're going to add your garlic paste, garlic powder. And you want to make sure you get the seasoning inside of the liquid also. Don't add too much now because remember, we're going to go back in and re-season. Black pepper. Chicken bouillon cubes. Right now, I'm only going to add 1 bouillon cube because I really want this bouillon taste to get inside of the rice. So right now, we're just going to crumble up 1 of them inside of the liquid for now. We're also going to add the onion powder. And I'm only going to add 1 pack of Sazon for now because this Sazon is going to give the rice a beautiful color. So right now we just want to basically lightly sprinkle over the chicken. So that's 1 pack of Saison. Want to make sure all of the seasonings and vegetables are mixed in. And we're pretty much ready to go. As I said, the oven is already preheated to 350. So I'm going to put this in the oven for around 45 minutes. We'll go check on it, and it might be ready to put the rice in. Let's go. All right, so the chicken is all done. I've actually baked it in the oven on 375 degrees for around an hour. So now that the chicken is out, as you can see, the chicken isn't done, but it's pretty much halfway done. And the vegetables, the onions and the green peppers are pretty much softened. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add the rice. The rice has been thoroughly rinsed. I rinsed it about 6-7 times. As I stated, you definitely want to rinse it a lot to make sure that there's no starch on the rice, because we don't want this to be a mushy dish. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the rice. You want to make sure that the rice is evenly distributed, and you definitely want to make sure that the rice is covered with liquid. So as you add the rice evenly throughout the dish, you want to make sure every spot has a bit of rice. And it's important that the rice is submerged by the liquid, because the liquid is going to cook the rice inside of the oven. So you can move the chicken around and make sure that the rice is completely submerged in the liquid. And you want to start adding your seasonings. Remember I said earlier, you don't want to add all of the seasonings, because it's going to be very important to make sure that the rice is seasoned once it's added into the dish. So we're going to start off with seasoning salt. And you want to season the liquid. You can avoid seasoning the chicken. We seasoned that earlier, but you want to season the liquid, because this liquid is going to cook the rice. Garlic powder, onion powder, black pepper, and at this point you want to add 2 bouillon cubes. Remember we added 1 earlier to the liquid. So right now we want to crumble in 2 bouillon cubes. And as I stated earlier, you can feel free to use the paste. You can also use the bouillon paste. So we're going to get this crumbled in there. And what that is going to do is it's going to give your rice an amazing taste. Next, what we want to do is add the Saison packets. How many packets you add depends on how you like your rice. I like my rice to have a very orange color and a bit of a strong Saison taste. The more Saison you add brings your dish more to a Spanish flavor, and I like mine to taste more on the Spanish side. So I actually like to add 2 packets. Remember, we added 1 earlier onto we added 1 earlier onto the chicken, but right now we want to add 2, because we want to make sure that that rice has a rich color and flavor. So I'm going to add the second pack in. Actually, I'm going to add a half a pack. So 1.5 packs is going to be good. I'm going to go in and mix it well. Try and get all of the rice kernels submerged inside of the liquid, because that's what's going to cook it. And the last step is adding the butter. Adding the butter is really important because the butter is going to give the rice a sheen. It's going to give it a nice shine. And it's going to make sure that your rice isn't mushy and it's not going to stick together. I'm going to show you once I take it out of the oven and it's complete, the shine that the rice is going to have. It's going to be very firm with nice coloring and nice sheen to it. And the butter is going to assist with that, because we don't want mushy rice. That's right. It's really important to make sure that you have enough liquid. I think I mentioned earlier that to cook perfect rice, you want to add, I actually said 1 cup, but actually to cook perfect rice, you want to add 2 cups of liquid to every cup of rice. I meant to say 2 cups. So we added 4 cups of liquid earlier and we added 2 cups of rice. The chicken did produce a little bit more liquid after it cooked. You know, the fats from the chicken would produce a little bit more liquid, but that's okay. So we want to definitely make sure the butter is distributed throughout the dish so that we can have a nice, shiny, flavorful rice. So after we add the butter, the next step will be to add your foil. This part is very important because you want to make sure the dish is hot, so be careful. You want to make sure that you cover the dish completely. You don't want any holes or any openings in the foil, because what's going to cook the rice is the liquid and the steam from the liquid. So you don't want any of the steam to be able to escape. So you want to thoroughly go through all the edges to make sure that it's sealed. There's no need to poke any holes because the steam in the liquid is what's going to cook the rice. Now we're done with this part. The next step is pretty much just to add the rice back in the chicken right back to the oven for around 20 minutes. We're going to let this cook for 20 minutes. And after 20 minutes, we're going to check it every 5 minutes. Just peel the aluminum foil back a little bit, see if it's firm, if all the liquid is absorbed, and I'll let you know if it's done. So we're going to do that right now, and I'll get right back. All right, so we had the rice in the oven for around 30 minutes. We're going to check on it. I think it's pretty much done, and it definitely is. Now, as you can see, the liquid is completely absorbed. And look how firm the rice is. There is no mushiness. It's just beautiful, flavorful rice. And check out the color of that rice. That is absolutely amazing. Can you see that? The chicken is tender, fully seasoned, beautiful orange coloring, absolutely amazing taste. And that's all it is for you to make your delicious and super easy Lazy Man chicken and rice. Now, only thing left is for us to get a taste of this bad boy. So follow me. There you have it. Lazy Man chicken and rice. Super easy, super delicious. Did y'all check out the flavor in that rice though? I want to take this time to thank y'all for spending time with me in my kitchen. I have a whole bunch of recipes I want to share with y'all. and I look forward to it. I'm super excited about that. I definitely want y'all to make sure y'all like and subscribe to the channel so you can get a notification whenever I post new videos. I'm gonna try to get to posting a new one at least once a week. So thank y'all again for sharing this with me. See y'all next time. Stay blessed.